This face belongs on the tizzy.
On 8 days' notice.
He gonna dance. He gonna dance on him, Joe. Look at it. There he goes. Magic Boy can move, man.
Yeah, he can. I mean, he can break dance. He can dance. You know, he actually has a back.
Barnett has to stop backing up. He's pushing John Vellante back with some combinations, and then he lets John Vellante back in.
Chris Barnett trying to close out his first UFC win.
Yeah. You know who it is, you know what it is. I'm your host, Billy D. Braille, a.k.a. Mr. Talk It, a.k.a. the voice box of the culture, man. You tuned into another installment of Talk Your Talk, and today, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Talk Your Talk, bro.
Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Beast Boy, Chris Barnett. Here representing BTA Barnett Taekwondo Academy, representing myself, you know what I mean, representing the people. But yeah, man, we about to get into this, have a great conversation.
Yeah, man. And also, man, I want to shout you out, man. You the first alum to slide back through, man. You was on, when I did the original setup, you and your brother came through, man. You the first return guest on Talk Your Talk, man. So this time, man, I just wanted to speak more so about what you got going on, man. Like what you got going on nowadays, like, man, let everybody know what's, you know, what you got in store, what you building right now.
A lot, actually. I think last time we talked, I wasn't signed to the UFC.
Right. Speak on that.
Oh yeah, so now got signed like last May to the UFC, big fighting organization. They just had big fights last night. Boy, Kamar Usman caught one, man. That was tough. This guy's been he's defended the belt. He almost had enough to tie the record. And then last night, something happened, you know, and that just goes to show that this sport, I hate it when people say, oh, this is rigged, this is bribed, this is this.
Speak on it.
You go back and watch the fight, there's no way. The dude threw it perfect, it was perfect. He threw a fake jab right up to the left kick, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, just to relay on that a little bit, but yeah, man, I got signed around May something.
Please speak on the steps that they got you to sign. Like,
yeah, speaking of the steps, it was a 10-year journey.
Okay.
10-year journey.
Talk about your journey. Talk about the 10-year journey.
They say it always takes greatness to manifest 10 years. So that's, you know.
Okay.
So that's how I've always looked at it. But my 10-year journey is it was one of those, you know what I mean, dealing with the ups, the downs, the no's, the doors open, the doors closing, all of them, you know. But my main thing was during that whole journey was just staying positive in it, you know what I mean. Regardless of the no, it seemed like I'd always get 2 yeses after that no, you know what I'm saying. So me started out literally, I wasn't never planned on being a fighter, never planned on it at all. I was actually dancing in the club.
Okay, I remember we loved all that last time. Talk your talk.
I was in the club breakdancing, just literally, and then dude walked up on me. He was like, "Yo, your moves, you know some type of martial arts?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, yeah." You know, I ain't never been that type to.
You weren't really trying. You weren't a fighter that night.
Exactly, that was my main thing. Why you coming up to me asking me this?
Right.
Oh, here we go. So I was like, no, I watch Bruce Lee. Yeah. You know, left it at that. And he was like, well, here, handed me a flyer, and then we'll just speed it up a little bit. From that flyer, 2 weeks later, I was fighting live on HDNet.
Wow.
Which is unheard of, because now they've got a clause to where amateurs have to have at least 5 fights before they get on. They threw me to the lions. Okay. Not only did they throw me to the lions, they threw me to a dude that had 100+ fights. Ooh. Yeah, Jonathan Ivey. Google that guy. He's a cult hero up in Tennessee. Never really made it on because they call him a journeyman. Okay. I'm familiar with that. Of course, with 100+ fights, and this was in 2009.
With him being a journeyman, you were saying?
More or less, he had fought a who's who of people. And I was 0-0. No real MMA experience besides in the gym. And to be honest with you, it was a 2-week thing that happened. So I won this little fighter tryout, and they were just so elated with me that they were like, hey, why don't you go ahead and you think you can fight in 2 weeks? I'm young, dumb. Yeah, of course, man, I can fight anybody. So I took the fight or whatever, and at the time I was like 300 pounds. So I had to get down in 2 weeks now to 265. Ended up coming in 262. They got me fighting this guy, and you hear the commentators, whoa, we don't understand why they would approve this fight. We don't understand why they why would they allow this fight to happen? This guy's got this amount of da-da-da-da-da. But the promoter at that time, he was like, no, I don't think you understand. Barnett's different. He is different. So I went out there, ended up being a 3-round war. Not even, I'm gonna say 3-round war. He caught me in a knee bar in the very beginning. And then after that, it was literally the Chris Barnett show. Because I was throwing, spinning hook kicks, spinning everything. I couldn't get him up out of there though. I will say that. The boy had a block head, man. Everything I hit him with, he just kind of be like, all right, keep it moving forward. But yeah, man. So got my jump into that. I beat him, and that put me on the radar immediately. Like if I was this dude, they threw me up real quick. Had my name in the paper and stuff the next day and whatnot. So. From there, kept winning. The promotion that I was fighting for ended up putting me, they blacklisted me. So the promoter got mad at me because he knew I was fighting, I'm winning, I'm like 6-0 at this point. Okay. I want to fight though. I'm not he's used to fighters, just let me get 2 fights a year. Let me get 3 fights a year. No, if I can fight this weekend, and then that Monday, and then that Tuesday, sign me up, And so he wasn't getting me the fights I wanted. A promoter reached out to me and wanted me to fight for them. I'm not gonna say no. Right. So immediately, and actually, it ended up being Walt Harris, good dude actually. Fought him in XFN, I think down there in Florida. Beat him, big one for me again. The promoter from XFC was like, oh, so you're just gonna go fight and not tell me, huh? Okay. Blacklisted me for 2 years. So I lost 2 years. 2 years of my career.
Is he still active on the scene, that promoter?
I couldn't do anything. Oh, is he? Yeah. He is not. He actually got, I don't want to say it was like bought out, but forced bought out. Yeah.
Karma came back and got
real quick. Actually, funny story on him actually. So me and this guy named Tom Quigley, you know those little homies, told you the homies no moss, the little guys. Yeah. He helped create all that. And he helped create these calling cards. Okay. Multi-millionaire. Now you don't really, people joke, I'll buy this whole place. Yeah. He was like, Chris, you know what? I don't like the way he did you. I don't like how he treated you. I'm gonna buy XFC Gym. And I was like, Tom, you're not finna buy XFC Gym. 3 days later, Tom showed me the little thing. Hey, look who's the owner now. And I said,
wow. Good talk.
Now, not to say that he did it for me, because he didn't like John Prisco.
He just didn't like how he was moving in general.
Man.
Right.
So he bought the gym, whatever. We did great. And then he got tired of it. And it was like, look, y'all take over. That's what ended up happening from there. It was kind of, it was kind of weird, whatever, But to move forward with it, ended up fighting, what was it? Probably about 3 or 4 like random boxing and kickboxing, because what John messed up on was he said I couldn't fight MMA. Okay. And I was like, oh, word.
But you did say I can't fight.
Yeah. Right. So he actually showed up to my first boxing match, and literally, you're just gonna go out there and get knocked out. You're nothing but a wrestler. And I was like, okay. Ended up knocking dude out 2nd round or whatever. But yeah, man, it was just funny to anything I'd ever try to do, try some way to interject, So that's again what I was talking about with anytime he would shut a door on me. Boxing, kickboxing,
another one open.
2 doors open right there, you know what I'm saying? So, got out of that situation, contract finally ended a while after. Not to say, I think somebody threatened him to get me out, because I think I had like another year left. He was like, just go.
Somebody made him off.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. We down there in Florida too, so yeah. Okay. I never really asked. I just thanked the person. I was like, thank you.
Certain person you don't ask. You just roll with the results.
I don't need to know. But yeah, man. So from there, just kept fighting, got off the hiatus. A great dude by the name of Dean Toole put me on, which I didn't know at the time. Dean Toole, close relationship with Roy Jones Jr. Okay. Roy Jones Jr.'s promotion is under Dean Toole's thing, you know what I mean? Okay. So started fighting for him, but during this layoff, your boy was eating. So I'm no longer 265, I'm like 340, 350. I can't fight in the States. There's no real shows around here. There's no big dudes at that weight moving the way I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of 265ers wouldn't want to step up to fight me because I'm almost 100 pounds heavier than them, but I'm just as fast as them. I'm still throwing the same stuff that I would throw at 265. So it was understandable, but still, I always try to play I'm just a fat dude, come on, just fight me. They're like, shut up, man, you know you throw spinning kicks. You know what I mean? So to get past that was another door, you know what I mean? That closed. Boom, it closed. I knew I had to connect overseas. I know overseas, they love big dudes. The bigger you are, the better, actually, you know what I mean? And then the fact that if you can have this much talent in Japan, this much talent in Japan, they're gonna love you, regardless of what it is.
Right,
so,
because not to cut you off, but just to elaborate on it, because I grew up a big fan of wrestling.
Yes.
And it's funny that you say big dudes are big over there because one of their biggest attractions was Abdullah the Butcher. And I always wondered like what was so amusing about him. But now that makes sense though. Okay. Like Vader was big over there, the big guy got a lot of room to fight over there.
It's weird it's almost like a disbelief that we're this big doing what we're doing, and instead of making fun and poking at it, they want to understand and get to know more. You know what I mean? You know, with that aspect, you know, Bob Sapp, matter of fact, Bob Sapp, big dude, huge over in Japan. He got work over there, which helped him get work here in the States, actually. You know what I mean? He did a couple fights over there, saw his body size and everything, and then next thing you know, he's in the longest yard talking about some, he broke through my nose, you know what I mean? Yep. So little connects like that. So I had fought in Singapore, I think it was my 4th or 5th fight. No. This is after the John Briscoe. No, this is part of the John Briscoe curve. So it was around 5th, 6th fight. I fight over in Singapore. Of course, I go over there, you know me, I'm dancing, I'm doing whatever. I'm doing whatever I gotta do, you know. Get over there, they love me, but Briscoe got a hold of them too, so I hadn't talked to them in a while. I said, let me reach back out to these folks, talk to a couple people, and it's funny you say wrestling because the organization, IGF, is a wrestling promotion first. They just happen to put on MMA shows.
Gotcha.
If you look up IGF, Inoki's son.
Antonio Inoki, right?
That's the same guy who fought Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Yeah, see, look, all right.
Talk your talk.
Yeah, I see it. That's the same dude, you know, who messed up Ali's knees. I don't care who you are, if you get kicked that many times in your knees during a MMA match. Ali's technically the first MMA fighter, if you think about it, because that was a sanctioned, I forgot what they called it exactly, but it was a mixed martial arts competition because Inoki was judo, wrestling, and Ali boxing, you know what I mean? So
mixed martial arts, right.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So that was technically one of the first mixed martial arts fights. But yeah, so I got a chance to go fight for him, and he was weird with me at first because he kind of looked like, because he was used to a certain build. You know what I mean? He got it. He understood. He understood the nature of having me over there. But to look at me in person, he was like, something's weird. Something's weird. That's part of where that Huggy Bear thing popped up.
Okay, I'm about to ask you that.
I told myself, I've got to stand out. I've got to stand out, Chris. You always have to stand out. As of right now, I'm just a black MMA fighter in Japan. Cool. That's like 60 points right there already. If we're trying to get to 100, what do I need to do to get to that rest? I need that 40. Throw a bear suit on, bro. Why not? Why not? They love cute, cuddly, this, snack.
Right.
Let's try it out. Man, the encore, oh my God. He's so cute. Oh, what was it? I forgot the word they used to say all the time. But it meant cute. Kuri-san. They come up like their culture.
In their language.
Yeah, man, all the time. And they're very hands-on, more physical type, affectionate people. Okay. So to let you know that You know, they'll come up and it's not, they don't mean anything.
No disrespect.
They don't mean anything by it at all. But you know, in the States, somebody come grab your cheeks. Hey, hold on, hey, man. Let me talk to you real quick, man. But yeah, there. It's just their way of showing like mad love, you know what I'm saying? Like actually when I first got over there, I don't know if it's just me being so on guard or maybe just, you know, just always being skeptical of every situation. They're just asking simple questions. Hey, can we get your back? What can we do for you? Why you want to do something for me?
Right.
Why you want to do why? Yeah.
Right.
Like what's up? What do you want?
Exactly.
What do you want? You know what I mean? This normally leads to, well, you know I did that for you.
Right.
So that's my whole notion.
What you selling? What you trying to do?
Exactly, man. What do you want me to buy, man? So that whole, I had that notion of it at first on my first trip.
Okay.
And they broke that within about 2 hours. Cause me, if I'm traveling, I don't go nowhere without my Xbox. I put the thing, I'll carry it on with me and everything.
Okay.
I didn't have the right cords, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be stuck over here for a week and a half. Now I don't know what to do. Lo and behold, this guy left the hotel to go get me the cords that I needed to come back to hook it up, man. And I was like, for real, man? How much I owe you?
They feeling me over here.
Yeah, man. He was like, oh no. Just kept it moving. And I was like, man, this is weird. This is weird. So I ended up fighting over there probably about 6 times. I got into this little tournament thing, like $1 million tournament, all this jazz. Ended up getting third in that controversial, we'll say, Ole Thompson. I still owe you one. Fought there. Now the question is, Chris is fighting again, but he's 340 pounds. We can't do anything with that in the States. So again, Dean and Roy, actually, I will like big up to Roy Jones. I had no idea that he was a fan. You know what I mean? And he actually
must have forgotten.
Yeah, what? Clearly. Like I've got the video of him being like, Huggy Bear brings what Roy Jones brings to
I remember seeing it.
Man, that video there, like, just put me in a, hey man, get your big ass down. Get down the weight, you know what I mean? Like, clearly, you know what I mean? You owe this to everybody type thing. So I ended up getting down in the weight. I'm still fighting. I'm winning fights. I go fight over in Abu Dhabi. I win that fight. That fight after Abu Dhabi, it was my, third time making 265 to prove to them.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, after that fight, I was like, yo, they better call me now.
What was some of the exercises you did to get that weight down?
Honestly, fasting, man. Like, I'll say working out maybe, at that time, I was doing like 2 a days, morning, and then if I didn't get one at midday, I get one at night. But the only bad thing with the fasting thing is it cuts off at 7.
Okay.
7 o'clock is cut off. My sparring was at 8:30. You get done sparring, dude, drink a little bit, eat a little bit, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I think too that helped cut it a lot faster, is that I was fasting while working. So my body's working at night times the work that I just put in, you know what I mean? So I think that's what sped it up, because sometimes I'll tell people like how much I cut in the mountain. They're like, you ain't, you know, you're not sick, you're not.
Right, that's why I want to ask about the regimen.
Yeah, man, like the fasting is like you can't eat until 1, and then your cutoff is at 7. Now between that 1 and 7, some people go stupid, like oh, I'm gonna eat a whole pizza and all this other stuff.
It really beat the whole purpose, doesn't it?
The whole thing. But what's crazy with the fasting thing, you can try it. You can do it for about 3 days. You can try to gorge all you want. Your body starts reacting. You'll honestly start like not, I won't say throwing up, but your body, you got to think, you're shrinking your stomach, you're doing a whole bunch of different things to your body. It's actually, that time frame that you're giving your body of not eating is actually allowing it to not reset itself, but kind of cleanse itself a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, so you do that, try to gorge on pizza and stuff, you notice that, oh my God, I just can't do it. There get times to where I have to force myself now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll have to force myself to eat, especially when I start the little fasting phase. Like, it'll be 1 o'clock and I was like, okay, I got until 7. And the next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock and I was like, oh God, I ain't eat nothing during my time, you know? That used to be my problem. That's how I got up to 300 would be because, oh, I'll just eat later and I'm sleeping on it. I'm eating pizza and chips and cookies and popcorn at 9, 10, 11 o'clock, you know what I mean? 12 o'clock, you know, so that never helped any of the aspect of me trying to get down. But yeah, the fasting, it got me there simply like that, you know. But yeah, I got all the weight down, got everything down. I finally get the call. Now, they called me on, what is it, technically 7 days notice.
Okay.
To fight a top 15 guy. I'm not saying no. I've been waiting on this my whole life now. I've seen it now in a couple situations where people have been like, no, I just want to wait, and then they just bypass them. Like, you know what I mean? This is my
Opportunity, don't knock again.
This is my chance to get in that door, and then I got a good. I ended up hooking up with a nice little management, first round management. They do a lot of the NFL players, a lot of the fighters, a lot of the baseball, a couple of NASCAR drivers and stuff like that. Hooked up with them, and they were like, look, you know, this is 7 days, but we got you what was it? We got you a 4-fight contract. So you just go out there, do your best. Not to say it's one of those things. I'm fighting Ben Rothwell. This ain't no pushover. You know, he knocked out the Alistairs, you know, all the best of the best. You know what I mean? So I go out there. He ends up I think he ended up choking me second round. I had no idea the Vegas elevation was that serious. You know what I mean? I was like, I done fought, you know, here and there.
Right.
Man, like, I remember he hit me first round in my stomach, you know, right in my solar plex area. My ear said, hey, we'll see you later.
Gotta finish it without me.
Literally, man, I was looking for it.
Good talk.
I was trying my best to find it anywhere, man. I'm looking at the corner. Nothing on the side or nothing. You know what I mean? So, end up getting, I remember that fight, go to the second round. I'm in the corner like, hey man, look, how about this? You put these shorts on, you come in here and fight him real quick. Let me go try to find it. Yeah, man, yeah, like, it was wild, dude, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, we got in, you know what I mean? That was my main thing. So, second fight pops up, boom, ready to show out. They give me a camp, they give me this. I end up, I hit him with that spinning wheel kick.
Right.
I get on ESPN, I do everything, you know what I mean? So, I prove the point, you know what I mean? And actually from there, they've given me a lot of incentives because of, you know what I mean, because of that, you know what I mean, and it's been a journey ever since. Now, you know, I got another one coming up September 10th out in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, big card, Nate Diaz versus I don't want to say the dude's name wrong because I'll mess it up. But Nate Diaz, a big name, you know what I mean, been fighting for forever. So that's what I've been getting ready for now. Between training here at BARNETT Taekwondo and then up there at ATT Lima, man, I feel amazing. What's good about training? Because I've been bouncing around a lot. You know what I mean? I hadn't been what we say home in a while. You know what I'm saying? Getting that Taekwondo base back has opened up so much more. And it was one thing that I realized that I wasn't using what brought me to the dance. They love me because of my spinning kicks. They love me because of my personality and all this other stuff. I wasn't being me, and I wasn't using Taekwondo, you know what I mean, anymore. So, I was like, exactly. I was like, get back to it. So, man, now I'm back to it. It's fun. It's beyond fun again, you know, because at one point you hit the UFC, and it started becoming a job. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Not to say, you know, some people love their job. And
I know what you're saying.
9 out of 10 people.
The fun wasn't there anymore.
Exactly.
It kind of interrupted the passion.
Yeah, you know, but getting back to the root of things. Man, I'm even dancing every now and then, you know what I mean? I don't go out in the club anymore, but like, yeah, I'll find little spots, man, you know what I mean? Whether it be at the house or whatever. But yeah, so I'm getting back to the root of it all, you know. So yeah, like that's been that 10-year, almost 12-year stride that we've been on, man. From just grinding, punched in the face. Okay, wait, keep grinding. Another punch. Keep grinding, man. Yeah.
Like so, it's almost like being a fighter in the ring. It carries over to the real life. You got to be a fighter in the life also.
The same skills, the same rules, the same laws damn near portrayed in that ring as to real life. Like, if if I don't get up and do what I need to do, I'm gonna get knocked out.
Today gonna knock me out. Right, yeah, right.
Real life. If I don't get up and do what I need to do, they gonna put me out. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? So yeah, dude, like that fighter life and regular life, the way it meshes is very. But then again, sports in general. You know what I'm saying? Like even in football, even though it's a team manner, you still have to individually do what you need to do.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's that accountability and what you decide to put in for real is what you're gonna get out. Like that whole cliche of, you hear it all the time from everybody else. What you put in is what you get out. Wow. Yeah. Like I realized when I started working my hardest. That's when it finally busted through. And people say, oh, it took you so long to get signed. Nah, I got signed at the right time. You know what I mean? I honestly, because had I got signed during that 6-0, 7-0, I'm telling you, I was wild. I was wild.
Because a lot of times, a situation can come to you when you're not ready for it, and you look back, you be like, nah, if I would have took that then, I might not even have a career now. It's all about being ready for the opportunity when it presents itself also. Because like a lot of times, like just because you're physically ready for something doesn't mean you're mentally ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Look at AB. AB just put all that fight. You know what I mean? Because he said he mentally couldn't do it, and regardless if that's just maybe some type of stress that he could have probably got over in a couple of days. If it was bothering him at that time and he felt he couldn't focus, you got to understand when we're out there, this isn't a pitter pat type of, you know what I mean?
Like you can have to hurt yourself.
Yeah, man. Like okay, so for instance, basketball, I miss a couple of shots, they'll sit me down on the bench.
Right.
MMA, I miss a couple of shots, I'm getting put out. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the concept of it, again with the whole fighting world, you really have to buckle down. You know, if LeBron James is lazy one night, he got 4 of the dudes that could possibly pick it up.
Right.
I'm lazy one night, I got 4 of the dudes that are gonna have to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, so like it's just one of those things that's also it makes you drive different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like everybody else's steering wheel's kind of like this. Mine is always, you know, but I've always found a way to go, all right, let's get it right back
once
here.
you get used to the road.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. I know you were speaking on your training. Speak on your daily training. Like what's your daily routine training?
Shoot, right now, man, I'm in the mornings, I'll head up to ATT Lima just because. And in Athens, I can't get no big bodies down here, but like they've got a bunch of heavyweights, and it's rare. Like a lot of my camps prior to, I'm training with dudes like I don't know if you remember Lil Sam Maddox.
I heard the name.
Lil Sam, like he's 135 pounds. What is? Okay, I'm getting faster, I guess, but he's still fast little dude. I'm training with dudes like Leonard. Leonard was like 185, you know. So it's great training. In the aspect of, I'm gaining the speed aspect, but when I get into the real ring, I'm like, wait a minute, this guy why is he so much stronger than Sam? Well, because he's 200 pounds heavier than Sam, you know what I'm saying? So I'll go up to Lima, get the pretty much the heavy work in, the big guys up there, and then midday, just depending on what's going on, I might either try to hit a swim, some yoga, but I always stretch now. I'm noticing, I wish I would have did this a long time ago. I used to hear from everybody else in the gym, y'all better make sure y'all stretch. I used to do it, I don't need to do all that stuff, man. You heal different when you was younger, you know? But yeah, so morning time, get that in. I get done around 1, 2, which is around time to either eat, chill, grab that, say around 3, 4, 5-ish. If I'm not asleep, I'm doing some type of yoga, either studying. I've been studying a lot of Earl Spence actually lately, Earl Spence Jr. actually, but I watch a lot of film and stuff like that, and then by that time, 7 o'clock pops up, it's time to hit the BTA, you know what I mean? So I'm over there at BARNETT, taking no training, getting my taekwondo in, or just sparring, you know, moving with some of the lighter and younger kids that we got up there. But what I've noticed is, each time I've got to spread knowledge to one of them, it pops that light back up for me, like, oh my God, I forgot all about that. Thank you. Thank you. You just reminded me of something completely, you know what I mean? So that's one thing.
Good talk.
I always used to, I can't help nobody because it's gonna slow me down type thing. You know, no. You're reminding me of what I need to be doing.
Remind you of
type
the
thing.
essence, the essence,
Exactly,
right.
man. But yeah, like as far as training, you know, just a little bit of lifting. Now that we're getting closer to the fight, a lot of swimming, a lot of, we'll say, free form sparring, because you don't want to go in there and kill yourself, you know, with some, because heavyweights now we hit, you know, I don't care if it's a 16 ounce or what, we hit, you know what I mean? So, but you have to have it. You have to have that realistic feel every, you know, at least once a week, you know, because you know, you get out there, you used to pitter pat, and the next thing you know, hey, wait, no, exactly. But yeah, dude, like those are my main things. Like I'll say, between sparring, swimming, yoga, and shoot, dancing. To be honest with you, those four right there. If I get those four in, and I make sure I have those four in at least like 20 times that week. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I have to have a good session of those.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. In today's society, compared to when we were growing up, where do you think martial arts stands? Like, how do you think martial arts viewed, and how do you think it's improved, and like how do you think it's came and evolved? You know, since our days when we were growing up, like late 80s, early 90s.
It's weird, man. We grew up on Bruce Lee, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, and stuff like that. And then to use Power Rangers as an example, like the evolution of it has just gotten weird. To be honest with you. So with that, if you look at the fans of, we'll just say MMA now, they have more of an understanding, because back in the day it used to be, so stand up. They never wanted to see ground game. Like, what is that? Oh, come on, I've watched WWE if I want to see wrestling. You know what I mean? So now that people are understanding what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, it's like, oh shoot, that's an armbar. Okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? So there's more of an understanding, but less of a gratitude towards that grind that they used to put in, the training, the sitting on bricks and doing that, you know what I mean, for hours. That stuff, like that, realized that molded what martial arts is. To have a full-on martial arts mindset, to think about what martial arts is. The first thing that pops in my mind when I think martial arts is being humble. That's the number one thing I always think of. And then probably about maybe even 4 steps back after the humbleness is then defending myself or being able to protect myself. But what martial arts has done for me is like spiritually, like mentally, all that, you know what I mean? Like it's a different grasp on it. But I'll say the difference from me in it is that I respect it so much more than what I did as a kid. Like as a kid, you know, I see the turtles doing spin the hook kick, so I want to do a spin the hook kick. Now I understand. Well, you look, it didn't take. You can't just go out there and do a spin hook kick. You got to put the time in. You got to do the work. You got to learn to do this. You got to be able to focus on that target. You got to be able to do that. So being able to break it down as an adult, to realize that, because as a kid I didn't realize. I just thought it was some dude yelling at me in class, you know what I mean, because I'm not whatever. Now I realize why he was yelling at me. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Well, also I want to speak on this too, because you know, I grew up with you and your brother, man. And I know about the Taekwondo school. It's been around in a part of the community, but also I've been noticing too, and I always tell young black kids, man, like it's so much more you can do besides play football or basketball. Like I think martial art is a good sport for young black boys and discipline, and I've seen a lot of black kids I know to the school personally. Anytime somebody asks me about martial arts, y'all the first place I bring up. And I just want to ask you, like, how do you think, like, from when we first grew up to now, like, how do you think martial arts is being accepted in the black community?
A lot more, because we got, and I will say, because of the UFC and whatnot, like we've got a bunch of black champions, man. Like we talking black Nigerian, you know what I mean? You know, it used to be one of those things. Oh, you do that karate stuff, huh? Okay, yeah.
I always had a passion for martial arts, and some people look at me crazy when I started talking about it.
Yeah, man. It was always that was always one thing that was always funny to me. But I'll tell you what, though, it did save me from a lot of fights in middle school and in elementary and whatnot. Little did they know, I probably would have got beat up at the time, because I was terrified of like physical contact unless it was sparring because I knew, oh my God, he's probably gonna kill me for this, but you know, surgical films. Well, I can't think of his name right now.
Jake Jump.
So, 3rd grade, he's chasing me up that hill over there at Barnett shows. I know Taekwondo, and he wants to fight. I know I can't fight. Like I can't, like I can fight, but I can't do anything because I'm gonna get beat by my mom. And as soon as she's done, my pops is gonna get me. As soon as he's done, Kurt's gonna get to me. As soon as he's done, my instructor's next. There's 2 of them, so he's next. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
it wasn't worth it. But this man was chasing me up the hill, and I said enough is enough. And then the jump spin and hook kick. Come across the nose. I was trying harder than this man was because I knew what was coming. I knew.
Right. You like, why did you
I
make me
knew
do this?
what was. Why did I say that? I was like, why? What? I remember Miss Smith came up and said, "Why would you do this?" And I was like, "I didn't want to." He was chasing me. I tried to lie. I was like, I slipped on a banana and hit him. Like, shit. My pops came up to that school, and I was like, "Well, thanks a lot, Miss Smith. You won't see me tomorrow because I'm dead." Which, you know what is bad? Kids need to stop saying, my parents beat me, because when they take that to school, teachers are like, oh my God, hey, what?
Right. Next time you know, you got a whole new family.
I told Miss Smith that, I told Miss Smith, I was like, they're gonna beat me, I don't think you understand. And in fact, she was like, they? Who's they? And I was like, well. And she goes, no, we can't let that happen. When your father gets it, we'll talk to him together. I said, he'll hurt you too. No, like,
You don't know.
no, he won't. No,
He's a walking weapon.
no, he ain't gonna do nothing to whatever. But he shows up, and as soon as he shows up, she goes, well, we just wanted to make sure he wasn't gonna be harmed, but we want to let you know what happened. I was like, y'all didn't want me to be harmed. Why'd you tell him? Right. Y'all should discipline me at the beginning. Oh, he looked at me. He goes, oh, he's gonna be harmed, huh? No, he's fine. He's fine. Thank you, Miss Smith. Chris, get in the car. I get in the car, the first thing he says, oh, so I beat you, huh? Oh, I beat you? Oh, I'm going to show you a beating. And I'm like, God. I said, you're not first. Mom's got to beat me first. You're saying that. But yeah, that day, I learned again why I need to just take that L and go home. But see, that's the thing too. If I ever would have got beaten up at school, Kurt would have had something. Word, you just gonna let.
That's a big brother.
It was a lose-lose in that situation.
Right.
So you beat somebody up? Well, beat me up like the way you did them. I didn't need to beat him up like that.
Exactly.
Oh, so you lost in the fight? Well, let me show you how to fight, man.
Right.
But yeah, man, like so, grasping on to the aspect of, I get it that it's unprotected overall, but then you got the guys that that taekwondo can't block no bullet. And
Right.
But I remember getting quick with it. As soon as they would say that, because it happened all the time. Every time it'd be like, oh, Barnett, you think you know something, huh? Well, block a bullet. My favorite line would always be, what, you think they stopped making yours when you got yours? That was my favorite line to say. Like, yeah, I got taekwondo and a gun. Good hell well, I ain't got no gun. Like,
Talking.
I'm just trying to keep myself here, you know. But yeah, man, like, I feel like it's definitely more acceptable. Well, not on a manner of just what I see in the school, just overall now what I see, like the
You got people like Michael John White. He done a lot for it.
Oh, like, and that's the thing. He's been in it so long, and then if you go back and actually look at his work and stuff like that, and what's cool about it is so say you say Michael John White, right? People need, we'll say acting wise, people need stuntmen. If nobody black is doing it, who are they gonna put in there as a as a stuntman for Michael Jahal White? You know what I mean? So little aspects like the Michael Jahal Whites, the Idris Elbas now, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Them going into movies and doing the martial arts.
Right.
I'm trying to think who was the first. Oh my God.
Probably Billy Blank.
Billy Blanks. Yeah, no, Billy Blanks.
But if that you want to go back to like Jim Kelly.
There it is, Jim Kelly, which I'm gonna get beat. That's actually a relative of ours.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's on my mom's side somehow. But like
Man, you come straight out of a comic book.
I'm telling you.
Will you?
Man, you come straight out of a comic book.